All right, all right. I think I just might be live. So hopefully everyone you can hear me okay. Not sure the volume is working correctly here. It doesn't look like it's moving at all. Okay, it moved a little bit when I laughed. So hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, all right, all right. And welcome to a special afternoon session where it's a makeup session where I'm coming back on to finish out all the readings from this morning session. I didn't get to any free readings this morning, so we will be getting to them all in this session. And after I'm done, I will post a pinned comment listing the order of the readings with the timestamps as well. Also, in the description box of the video, I do have the list of what I'm anticipating to go through on the readings. So if you want to kind of check it out and see where you're at, see if you want to hang out for a little bit until we get to yours. These will go a little faster than the donation because they're 1 to 2 card readings. So they'll go a little faster. So there you go. I do have one donation that I'm going to jump into. So Jojo, Johanna, she was on stage singing along with 10,000 other people. I know. If you're interested, I'm going to be watching it later. She sent me instructions because it's in Estonia, which is over on the border of Russia near like Sweden and kind of on the west of Russia, right there on the border. And if you search like Google Jupiter, Lalapidu, I'd probably be murdering this. I'm just going to spell it Laulupidu, and then a separate word Iseoma. Then you can find it. So I'm excited to do it. I watched a little bit this morning of the opening ceremonies that they did yesterday. And it's amazing just to see 10,000 people on this outdoor stadium stage. And it rained all day, she told me. You can see the rain. But beautiful, beautiful. It's in another language, but wow, the energy was amazing with a small part that I saw. So I'm excited for that. So we will start off with that. I'm going to be using for this session the Wonderland Tarot. So I'm excited. All right. See, I ate earlier. Make sure there's no crumbs on my shoulder. All right. So, Johanna, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp first. So, thank you so much for your donation. I hope you had an amazing, amazing time singing along with all those people. It must. I know when I sang in a choir of over 100 a long time ago, it was like amazing just to have that many voices, but 10,000 is just like blowing my mind. All right. So you wanted a general reading. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. And all right, we got those. What else? This one and this one and these two. All right. What do we have? What do we have? Okay, these all came out together. We got these two and then these two here. Pardon me. Bottom of the deck, you do have the Eight of Wands. Lot of messages, a lot of energy coming through here with that card. I can imagine all the energy that you were feeling. And if you were wondering if you were feeling like, wow, what was this? I felt like you got extra boosts of energy off and on. And that was Spirit visiting you in strong ways, people from the other side, letting you know that they were there and bringing you messages too, emotional messages, energetic messages that were coming into your being. So you might have felt this flood of that, and it was them. They want you to know that. The other three cards that came out together, you have the Seven of Cups. So a bunch of different emotions flowing, a lot of different emotional energy. You have the Hierophant. Major Arcana number 5, which is about really seeing things from different perspectives, and the Temperance card too. And the Temperance card being balance and knowing that there is a movement, there is change afoot in your life. This Temperance card is about, slow moving, going back and forth. Alchemy, the Hierophant is about Major Arcana number 5, usually is like our higher self showing us things from a different perspective. But that number of change, 5, is really standing out there. And the 7 of Cups too. So in a way, they're like, just keep going around day by day, step by step. The 7 of Cups, I'm just feeling like there's all these different emotions, and you're like, I don't know which, like I'm torn going in 7 different directions. Your heart feels like it's drawing you all over the place. Just give it time, because some of them will kind of, let's see, how would you say, um, fuse out or burn out. They'll do their, it's like a firecracker, a firework. Of course, we had so many of these this weekend. It's like, psh, you see it and then it goes and it just disappears, even though all the things are falling to the ground in the dark. The big bright things are done with it, and it'll get down to less and less and less, because there's a lot of clarity coming in, a lot of change coming in that will make it an easier choice. So just don't feel like you have to rush to make a choice right now. Just take it moment by moment. Let's see what else. You do have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, movement of emotion, like I said, the quest for the heart, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So you will see here, there will be this ones that will, and this even looks like a kind of like a firework in the night. There's one that will remain as the others fizzle out. That's the word I was looking for, is fizzle. Is that fizzles out. These different ones fizzle out. It'll be where it'll be more direct for you. And then it will be very obvious of where you want to invest all of your attention, all of your energy. But I feel like there's little things, temporary ones. Like this would be an example of this is what, once a year, maybe, a kind of thing that they do. And so you're like, boom, this is done, fizzled out now. It was beautiful, big, wow. You're going to feel the euphoria of it for a couple of days, but you're like, I don't need to invest energy anymore. And so that dims away. And so you're getting down to where you'll have just 1 or 2 or 3, like 1 big one and 2 small ones, I feel, instead of 7. And that's more manageable. So hang in there. Feel like taking time for your nurturing and recovery. Take care of yourself. Take care of your voice. It's an important part of all this. And you will gain clarity. And this is below those other cards, which pretty much reiterate it, with the Ace of Swords bringing in you clarity, and the Star card being about your dream come true. And again, look at the, looks like fireworks in the sky. Even the Ace of Swords, it's like fireworks. It's going to be very obvious which is left for you to focus your energy on. But you are getting a lot of clarity coming up. So just continue to take it moment by moment. Close your eyes, open your heart, follow it, and it will guide you. So I love that for you. Let's grab you a fortune cookie too, and see what else they have here. Let me just put these cards back in. All right. And thank you again for your donation. If I didn't thank you for it, oh my goodness. Let's see here. All right. I have this one here from the Power of Surrender. Yeah. Surrender to setting limits. And it says, it is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. I like that too, because as we're talking about focusing in on those things that you want to do, if all this other stuff comes up and not trying to distract you, but demanding your attention or well, you want to do this too, and you're like, I really don't want to, but I don't want to say no. So now I'm going to invest my energy in an extra thing. Don't be afraid to go, I really don't have the energy to be able to do my best in it, and I don't want to do it in a half-assed way. So, I can't right now. And that's okay. Allow yourself to say no. Allow yourself to say
No.
and
No.
and
No.
so there you go. All right. So many blessings to you, Johanna. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So now let me shuffle these up here and we will dive in. We've got a little over 30 free readings to do, so we will go through those. As I mentioned, these will be a little faster because we do only pull 1 to 2 cards for these. We don't dive as deep and get into the tea as we do with donation readings, so they will go a little faster. All right, so itch. All right, here we go. So ALISHA, you are up first. Let me grab your timestamp. So ALISHA, you said your free question, Anusha's current feelings for you. All right. And you have N, C, and H. So I'm not sure, is that other people too? So we'll do Anusha's current feelings for you. And then I think these are 2 other people, right? N, C, and H. 2 other people. Okay. We'll pull 3 cards. For you, we do have the King of Cups. It feels like Anusha's feelings for you is balance between head and heart. King of Cups is an energy of like seeing someone as a great fit because you're a balance between both head and heart. You're able to express your emotions. You're intelligent. You can have great conversations. So you're like the best of both worlds. And when I get a King of Cups energy, it does feel like a good fit for someone. So from their standpoint, they do feel like you fit that way. So that's a good energy coming in, right? NC, we have the 4 of Pentacles. They do feel the 4 Pentacles is like feeling at home with them. And so there is comfort level there. And it's a feeling of like knowing someone for a long time, like childhood friend kind of energy. But it's a feeling of home and safety, and that it doesn't feel so much romantical as it feels safe and familiar and comfortable, if that makes sense, but not anything like the King of Cups energy. And then H, Queen of Wands. H would be an individual that they see as very passionate and fiery. There might be like more energetic and physical attraction to them, which is fun for a night, but not for a lifetime kind of energy. King of Cups is like, I can see, it's like when you can see yourself as somebody and they would be a great fit to be a partner with for the rest of your life energy. Whereas the other is like I said, just 1 night of fun. That was good. And after a while, boring. I want more than just passion in the moment, right? So that's what I feel is coming in there. Whoa. So hopefully that resonates there, ALISHA, and that's what's coming in. So hopefully I read your question correctly. My apologies if I did not. But many blessings to you. All right. And then Touch of Love, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. Boom. Hello, my friend. So you were wondering if the person that you're waiting to be with, does he want to be with you? Or should you walk away? Will your boys be okay with you being with him? All right, let's take a look here. So does he want to be with you based on current energy? And will your boys be okay with you being with him? We'll also look into that energy of, because there's no shoulds from Spirit's standpoint. There's not a correct answer or a wrong answer. There's just different choices. Pardon, with different like different choices with different outcomes, different experiences, but they don't see it as right or wrong, just different adventures. So we'll take a look here. So first up, does he want to be with you? We have the Six of Wands, which is an equal passion energy that comes in here. So there is a bit of a victory energy. I don't necessarily here feel like deep emotion energy. So something to understand with them is that they haven't learned a lot about self-love, and they didn't get a whole lot of it growing up, and they really learned over time by the influences they had to share yourself through passion, through action, through motion, not emotion. Keep your emotions guarded, your heart guarded, but you can act out energetically, physically, intimately to show someone you care, and to reflect your relationships with people through motion, action, passion, right? But not emotion. So something that you're going to have to really be okay with if you're wanting to be with them is they're giving you what they can. Because if they were going to give you emotion, they'd be like, here you go, I have a thimble full of self-love, that's all I can give you, because I can't give you more love than I have for myself, nor receive love from someone more than I have for myself. So if all I have is self-love of a thimble, that's all I can give and receive. So if they're like, here you go, this is what love I can give you, you could be you hold on to that. I think you need that more than I do. But they can express through, you know, this joint passion energy. But eventually, it's not going to be enough, is it? We can be okay with passion and attraction, but really what we're wanting is that deep, deep heart connection, right? That we're searching for in our deep relationships. Otherwise, it just becomes sex, you know? You're like, can do that myself, you know, with less with less complication, right? Um, would your boys be okay with you being with them? Three of Pentacles here. I feel like they have this attitude of like, Mom, you be you, you be you, because um, you deserve, whatever you get. Not that way. You deserve to be with who you want to be with, I feel like if they're connected with their father, they kind of have that. Well, they are. Why can't you? It's only fair, be with who you want to be with. We're going to be okay. We're going to be our own selves anyway. I feel like they're really focused on their own authentic self and let you be your authentic self. So I don't feel like they're really impacted a whole lot one way or another, really focused on themselves kind of energy. So hopefully that helps, Touch of Love. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Starfall, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. So let me take a sip here. You want a general reading for the month. All right. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. Okay. Boom, boom. Right off the bat here. You got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Wow, you got some new beginnings definitely coming in here for this month. Ace of Swords really is about clarity, about seeing things from a higher perspective. Excuse me, cutting away all of this, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. And especially around the Ace of Cups, which is self-love, which is also reflective of outside love as well. So really this shaking and this rattling, what I feel like this Ace of Swords, where you glean this higher wisdom is by experiencing conflict regarding love, and to the point of like, why do I keep having these interactions, or I feel like you observe and witness it even in the outside world going, why are like all my friends going through this? Oh, I can learn through this, right? Or why do I keep choosing this type of person? Why do I keep drawing this type of person into my life? You're like, oh, this is something for me to look at. I feel like that's the kind of acknowledgement and the kind of awareness that comes in here for you specifically around that. But a lot of good new awareness and new information that helps you look at love differently, raise your love vibration more, and allows you to draw in individuals that are different, that are at a higher vibrational love versus how we used to always do what we used to do and get what we've always gotten. You've been feeling this transformation, drawing in different animals, right? And now you're drawing in a completely different animal after this too, a next level kind of movement. So I like that for you. It's all baby steps, right? But I feel like at some point, as you're going up baby steps, you reach, how you're going up a huge stairwell, you're going up steps, you reach that, and you go over here, and then you start a new, it's like you're reaching this level where you've gone from one floor to a completely new floor, and then you're starting a new adventure. So I like that for you. Hopefully that resonates for you. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Ashish Balkaran, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So you are transforming your life, and you want to know if you're on the right path. All right. Let's take a look here. With your transformation, what you're doing. Is this the most highest expression path, I guess we could put it, because there really is no right or wrong path. There's just different paths with different outcomes, different experiences, different adventures. And every lifetime we have the minimum expression of the lifetime and the highest expression. And we've had many lifetimes at highest and many lifetimes at lowest and everything in between. So it's not like we're like, I've already, I've already hit and done all this and I've already had all that. It's just about experiencing stuff in between. So, we can lighten up on ourselves a little bit to allow ourselves to experience instead of judge it. You know, if we spend all our time wondering if I'm doing the right thing and fearing if I'm not or not, we lose out on enjoying every step we're taking. And every step is an experience. Every step is our adventure. We're always technically on the right path, because we're on a path of experiencing things. And that's the perfect path. That's why we come down here to wander around the perfect mountain of who you are to understand yourself more. Every step you take, you are doing that. So there's really no wrong path, even when we're looking at that. Yeah, the Six of Swords is about leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving into new ways of thinking, higher ways of thinking. It's a good transformative energy. So very supportive. Yeah, and the Five of Swords. So progression, Five of Swords is like this energy of moving from conflict and battle between your head and your heart into something more smoothly flowing. So I feel like they're saying that you are making decisions and making choices for an easier path in life. So they feel like, from your mindset, that feels like you're on the right path. Like in their opinion, you can never be on a wrong path, but they feel like from your perspective, this will feel like a right path for you because you're getting less internal conflict. And so life feels easier and less complicated and less conflicting. So hopefully that resonates and you get some information from there. If you were looking for a yes or no, then they would say yes. But it's not that simple. But they'll tell you that. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Nova, Supernova, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, so Nova, you'd like message from Kurt, and I saw your second portion. It said, you're really confused in life. You're not alone there. You feel stupid as F. Makes sense because you're still a teenager, but not for long. Oh my God. But I want to better myself. I feel like I've done zero of anything for myself. All right, let's see what Kurt has to say here. And you're not alone. Even as a teenager, it's funny. My dad, when he was even, he's in his 80s now. Let me see, yeah, like early 80s. I think he might have just turned 80 last year. Anyway, uh, even like within the last 10 years, he would always, he's a Sagittarius, so he's funny and laughs a lot. But he was like, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Dad, you're so funny. Let's take a look here. So, what do they want you to know? But all of that to say that, we, this human adventure, what a journey, what an adventure it is, right? And um, we're always doing the best we can in each moment with what information we have, what energy we're experiencing, what our environment includes. And so when we understand that everyone is always doing the best they can in that moment with all that information and energy and environment, we can lighten up on ourselves and then learn and grow from it. And then we, if you look at ourselves a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10, 20, 30, 40, I know some of us can look back many, many years, but we can see, my gosh, look how much I've changed. And that age old, uh, I guess, belief that, boy, if I knew then what I know now. Well, the whole thing is I wouldn't know now what I know now if I didn't go through everything that I went through, because that's how I learned and grew. I wouldn't know what I know now then because I didn't go through everything. So it's like this awareness of embrace where we're at and um, not judge ourselves so harshly. Let's see what Kurt has to say here. Yeah, the Two of Swords. Life is this battle between the head and the heart. So there is a lot of conflict that we feel within our being for a long time, because our heart is a separate kind of energy from our mind. Our heart and emotions grow first and has a connection to the higher realm. And our mind the first 7 years of our life, our emotional inner child grows. The next 7 years, our mental child grows. Both of them have a connection to the spirit world, because on the left side of our brain, we've got an emotional mental center, and on the right side of the brain, we have an emotional and mental center. Our right side connects to the spirit world. Our left side is more the human experience. So we have both of these places to pull from, but they battle because our mind gets a lot of opinion as it's developing from the outside world of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be. And that's where confusion can come in our life, because our mind is full of all these opinions, a lot of contradicting opinions, and our heart has its own things that it wants because it wants to live. But the mind has its own, all these opinions from people that think these have to be done too, because it's rooted in fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being lovable, fear of rejection, all that lovely num, 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 num fear energy. And our heart is like, I don't care, I want to live. And they're like, no, we got to exist. So the mind will try to suppress the heart till the heart rebels and then says, I demand a seat at the table of decision. And that's where the Two of Swords comes in, is decisions being made with both the head and the heart at the table, not just the confusing mind with all these different fears and all of that. So it's to be aware and just to be able to know that it's okay, and to consciously even get a piece of paper if you need to make a decision, write a line down to it, write mind, heart. What does your mind want you to know? What does your heart want you to know? And somewhere in between, we can find something. You get to the person observing, which is you as your higher self. And when you look at your mind and look at your heart, You're not them. They're pieces of you, but you're the one that gets to decide. You can be the peacemaker, the compromiser, find something that works well for both. And that works out. You also have the Five of Wands, which is an energy of conflict changing from lower vibration to higher vibration. And so, you know, when we understand the two choices that we make each moment too, of either lower vibrational rooted in fear or higher vibration rooted in gratitude, unconditional love, joy, laughter, that when we're feeling confusion, it's usually because we're in fear, because that's what when our inner child feels unsafe and out of control, psh, zoop, zoop, it'll go off and knocks us out of our intelligent side and throws us into the, you know, uncompassionate, unloving, unintelligent side of ourselves. It's a 2-year-old and its pet hissing cat. And so when we're feeling confused, it's all about how to ground ourselves, breathe deeply, do those things, listen to your happy music, journal, all those things you do to ground yourself. Make sure we do those things, right? But most of all, the message from Kurt is be gentle with yourself. You think you've done zero of anything for yourself in your life. You're alive. That you have made it through these last few years. You've done a lot for yourself. You've survived. Now, because of this energy where you're at now, you're ready to start thriving and not just surviving. Ooh, there's a song right in there somewhere in there, but that's for you. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And Nelia Medeiros, you are up next. Thank you again for your donations this weekend. Appreciate you. So you're free reading to anyone or anything heading towards you. A hot potato is heading towards you. Do not pick it up. It'll burn your hand. It's an old game. Hot potato, hot potato. All right. Let's take a look here. Sorry. Crunching my cough drop. So you got the Moon card. Wow. And the Page of Pentacles. So there is a new opportunity opening up in the outside world here. Obviously, moon energy feels very prominent with this. And we have a Capricorn, I think it's a Capricorn, full moon this week. So being aware of that moon, I feel like there's a great opportunity. What does this opportunity bring on this full moon? To connect deep into some emotional energies, but also through that, expansion into your connection with the spirit world really feels prominent here. But it's interesting because the energy that I'm feeling with it is relationship with Mother Moon. You have this opportunity that's coming towards you with this full moon to really sit in this. So I don't know if you have Capricorn energy, if that is this is Page of Pentacles is Earth energy too. So it could be that there is, and pages actually are double Earth. Pages get Earth energy behind the scenes in addition to their suit. So the pages are master of Earth energy. And then you're bringing in that connection with Mother Moon energy. It's a beautiful, beautiful relationship that they have with one another because they both have maternal energy. So if your mother has passed, or if you have someone divine feminine energy that you'd like to connect with on the other side, the veil is going to be very thin for you on this full moon to connect with them. And I like this. Capricorn standing out. I do believe it is a Capricorn full moon. I have to look. I usually have my little other book around, but I don't see it. Where did it go? That's what happens when you start clearing things up here. Yeah, full moon in Capricorn on Thursday, at least in my time zone. So I like that for you. So check it. I like that for you. But even if you don't have someone on the other side that resonates with, it's Mother Moon energy itself, because Mother Moon actually has its own soul. Like because we have so many different expressions. Like my higher self, I'm expressing myself as this human. I could be an animal as well at the same time. I could be experiencing myself an animal across the other side of the world and as an element, but also in another solar system or another galaxy somewhere. I could be a moon, and I can be a planet. Like Mother Earth is the soul choosing to be this expression of themselves so that we could have these experiences upon her, on them. And then, but we can be a planet in another solar system, having beings grow and be upon us like we are upon the earth. So it's really amazing. I feel like there's this great expansion in that energy. Hopefully that doesn't blow everyone's mind, but it's amazing, that connection we have. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have new love. So new love. Hello, hello. You want to know what are Johanna's feelings for you? The course ended and you didn't stay in contact. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on with Johanna. What are her feelings towards you based on current energies? Okay. Yep. So we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a very joyful, it does talk about an equal kind of attraction energy. It's not quite the same as a 6 or an 8 or a 10 of Wands, which would be great, great amounts, but there is mutual attraction that's there with the Four of Wands. It's not emotional, it's more energetic and physical, maybe attraction. But the Nine of Wands does talk about a blockade and that there's this block that they have. I feel like we know that they've been doing a lot of internal transformation, a lot of internal focus. They've been really working. It feels like I'm putting up boundaries around things in their life. And so I feel like there is a big piece of their, experiences that they really are blocking off. I'm just trying to look into, is it relationships? I'm feeling her energy right now. And it's just like, I need to figure stuff out before I allow any of this because I keep on falling into the same patterns. So I'm putting a boundary up. No, 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 no relationships. Because they're like, I'm tired of it. And so it's not that they think, oh, you're gonna do this or that. They're just like, they've kind of shut it all down. It's existing in there, but they're just not allowing themselves to act on anything, go towards anything, because they're figuring their patterns and cycles out and finding out what's going on here. So hopefully that helps. Honestly, new love, I just kind of feel like on one side, it's teaching you a lot about yourself with what you're going through, in what pops up your feelings of, all of us, that we get challenged with our feelings of not being good enough, um, fear of rejection, fear of not being chosen. We have all these things. We, as humans, we all go through it because ultimately, all of our fears come down to the fear of rejection. And like I said, the fear of not being lovable. So, you know, we can continue on that. I would, quite honestly, I feel like this energy of also step back, kind of mirror what they're doing. Put up your boundaries. Look at, why do I keep attracting people into my life? And if this resonates, like, I'd ask myself, why do I keep attracting people into my life that don't reciprocate my attention? And then asking myself, how am I not reciprocating to myself my own love? How am I not giving myself the love I deserve? And there's a lot there, right? All right. So that's what's coming in right now, new love. Hopefully that helps a little bit. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Carmel Desmond, you are up next. So Carmel, want to know what's DL thinking, or why DL thinking of me, and why our connection halted? Okay, let's take a look here. So thank you. Why has the connection halted? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got here this magician energy and the Eight of Wands energy. So they're, excuse me, while I get back on my chair, like sliding off. I'm on this edge of my seat. Ugh, my back. Hold on. Breaking my back. This Eight of Wands, obviously, it's a lot of attraction energy, a lot of passion, energetic attraction, physical attraction energy, but it's lacking emotion. It's just emotion, not emotion. And the I feel here, like with the magician energy. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to burp. The air just escaped. But there's this. I'm just sitting in this energy here, Carmel, because when I'm stepping into DL's energies, it's like I'm a werewolf on a full moon, and I feel like such a strong desire for passion. It's towards you, but it's not just towards you. I just feel like they're in heat. It feels like, if that makes sense. And connection is halted here. The magician card is referring back to your energy. And when and we talk about this a lot on the channel, so I apologize if you're like, not again, but it's so important that we get this in here and in here, that whatever I focus on grows and expands. When I focus on what I'm grateful for in someone, um, what I have, what I'm grateful for, what I've experienced in the past with someone, the have and have had, when I'm grateful for that, then I get more of that have energy. Then it draws things that align with that energy. When I'm focusing in on want and need, that actually pushes things away, because that's lack energy. Because I only want something if I feel I don't have something. That's don't have energy. I only feel I need something if I feel I'm lacking something. That's lacking energy. Gratitude energy is have, fullness energy, abundance energy, and I get more abundance. But when I focus in on that, or if I focus on fear of what they're not going to love me, they're not going to give me the attention that I deserve, whatever, the fear draws in the situation that I'm fearing, right? Oh my gosh, it's like a lion walking across the parking lot and going, "Oh my God, there's a lion. I hope he doesn't come over here. Hey, lion, I hope you don't come over here." The lion's like, "What? You want me to come over there?" And they're like, "Oh my God, why are they coming toward me?" Because we were paying attention to the lion and got their attention, and now they're headed toward us. Instead of ignoring those, focusing on abundance and the things we're grateful for. So, you know, I do feel like, from the human perspective, I feel like their connection's halted because they're just kind of looking at a ton of options on where they can express their passions. But from a higher standpoint, it's understanding that your energy rules your life, not anyone else's actions. And where they're at, whatever I'm focusing on, I'm magnetizing myself and drawing towards me. So if I've been focusing on need and want, then I'm getting more need and want, which is why things stop coming to us, because it's like, oh, you know. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Carmel. It brings a little bit of clarity, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Oh, well, they totally corrected your name here. I apologize. It does not spell correctly in the description box of the video, but I will correct it here. They corrected your name, Munika, to Monica. It thinks it knows what we mean. All right. So, Munika, let's put your timestamp in here. So, could you let you know how your marriage life will be? All right. So, based on current energies, let's see what comes in here. Based on current energies. Got this one. Oh, and this one here. All right. So it does appear here with marriage life. We have the Tower card, which is about the sudden movement of something out of our life that doesn't serve us anymore, to make space for something or someone who's more in alignment with where we want in life and where we want to head. The Nine of Wands is about a barrier and of protection here as well. So I feel like it's important for you to know first that you're being protected, and that if you're, because I'm getting this energy that you're not married yet, that you're looking and seeing how, marriage will unfold, and um, even if it's arranged or, um, but it's like there's this search for marriage, and I feel like there's something, if it hasn't happened already, it's like you're headed towards marriage, you're headed towards even being engaged or whatever, and then and it's gone, and you're like, no, but this is saying be glad because you were being protected. And whenever something leaves us, and um, it's always, like I said, it makes space for something that's more alignment, but it's always for an upgrade, never a downgrade. It's like, oh, the best, that's the best, the fish that got away, right? It's, oh no, that would have been the best, and I'm not going to have that now. It's like, no, that was not the best. That was actually going to end up spiraling down. And what will come after this is for your highest, and you're going to be like, wow. So in the case, like the Tower card usually has like a lightning bolt hitting this tower, burning it down. Well, when it's burning down the tower, we're kind of like, oh my God, not my old condemned tower that has rats and leaking water and gas, and the floorboards were in the roof leaked. It was just, oh my gosh, but it's all I knew, and it was so perfect. It was mine, and now it's burning down. While it's burning down, we can be, experiencing the loss of that. But when the insurance man shows up and goes, all right, we're going to pull away all that rubble now, because of the insurance you have, that tower was 1/4 of the towers of a castle that had been slowly falling apart. And now you're going to get 4 new towers with a huge wall protecting it, and inside a palace too. You're like, bye. I'm so glad that tower burnt down, because this is what I get in its place. And so you can trust that your marriage life is going to be so much better when this false start or this direction that was heading falls away. It's for you realizing something even better is going to come your way. So hopefully that makes sense. And but that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. We can ask more, but I feel like that's what they want you to know first. Okay. All right. And then Jazz, you are up next. So Jazz, thank you so much. I want to ask how your writing project is going to progress this month. All right. You're hoping to go back to it with full focus, right? You're like, come on. All right. Okie dokie. So based on your current energies, how is the writing progress going to go? And any advice they have you about this hope that's there? Let's take a look. Well, you do have a death and rebirth energy regarding this. So I do feel like there is this need of a resurrection in this. Let's see what their advice here. You have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about balance and the importance of balance and an awareness of overgiving. It's like, and this is this energy I'm feeling because sometimes it's like all or nothing with this death card and with the Six of Pentacles. That is our codependent awareness energy, which is the energy of overgiving, which is my challenge. That's why when I go out of balance, I have to make changes to get back into balance again, which is what I recently did. Uh, and so this is an important thing for you because it's not all or nothing. It's not, I'm either working on my book or my writing project or I'm not. It's about just start. Do like, put it on your calendar every day, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, and just do a portion. Because when we look at, I've got 1,000 pages to write, ugh, we put off doing it because that feels like so much and I can't, it's exhausting feeling about it. But if I'm like, um, I want to write 1 page, let's say a page a week. It's like, well, okay, that's reasonable. Okay, how about a page every 3 days? So a third a page a day. How about a half a page a day? Okay, half a page today. At the end of 30 days, I'd have 15 pages done. And who knows, without all the pressure on yourself of I got to get all the stuff done, that once I do my half a page, I go more, I go a little further without the expectation of it, just my putting the goal of 15 or half a page today. And that's cool. Or it's, you know, um, organizing something, gathering some information is what I'll do today for 15 minutes. When you know it's just 15 minutes, and that's all that you're reserving for it, then you're good. And after 50 minutes, stop. Or if you're like, well, just a little more, not because you have to, because you're like, you realize, oh my God, I put 30 minutes in. That was so interesting. Okay, that's good. Tomorrow, 15 minutes. And it changes things. It helps balance out the overgiving, allows you to have a rebirth, but it doesn't have to be trying to go full blown, as they say, balls to the wall, you know, it's about, let me just do this much. And then if I want to increase that more later, I can. But for now, this is enough. So, and then I feel like you do have progress with that. But that's what I feel like. Well, I hope to get back to it. If you hope, it's not going to happen. It's you having to take action. But it's not about too much action. It's ease into it and then it can happen. So when you do that, then it's easy breezy. But when you're like, I got to write the book, and I'm going to be like those authors who put in 5 hours a day into their book, you'll find so many other things to do. Like, oh, look, I need to go wash out the garbage cans because we'll find anything we can do to avoid the 1,000 pages. All right. So that's what they have for you, Jazz. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that helps. Righty. So Cat Goddess, you are up next here. Let's grab your timestamp. Like a general reading, please. That's funny. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Got the Magician and the Fool card. Wow, you've got this new beginnings that are unfolding here. You got the first card in the Major Arcana, the Zero, the Fool, and then the Magician that follows right after it, the One. So I do feel like here it's about ending an old cycle, begin a new adventure, let go of all the expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be. Allow your life to be full of these possibilities instead of saying it has to happen this way in this timing with this situation or person. It's like, no, because then we're very limiting. It's like Creator says, well, this specific little path that you're trying to limit everything to is on back order for 1,000 years. But if you'll open up and allow more flexibility, let go of the how, share the what, let the creator handle the how, surrender that to the universe, ask him, how can I help? But that's the only how, not how it has to happen, how it needs to be done, and go, you know what, creator, this is what I feel like I would like, and how can this happen? I leave this up to you. An open way, and this magician energy is after that. Because if I focus on want and need and this and that and control, I push the thing away through lack energy. When I focus on gratitude and surrender and going, this is what I would like. I'm going to let you bring it in the perfect way, in the perfect manner. Now I'm going to start focusing on gratitude. Let's just say what, love, work, whatever it is that we're, having our focus on, like, let's say relationship, because that can help us all, right? Most people don't care about work. They're looking for love. So this can help us all. So love, I would really enjoy a loving partner in my life, creator. And so we ask once, we don't have to ask again. After that, it's all gratitude. Thinking about the love I have in my life. It doesn't have to be romantic, just the love I have in my life. Think of specifics. I love this feeling that I have with this person. I love this feeling I have with this person. I love this feeling I have with that person. And then in the past, if I've had relationships with things that I really loved in it, I think about with that person, I really love that with them. Didn't love the whole thing. I don't focus on that, because if I focus on what I didn't like, I invite more of that in too. I only focus in on with that person, that situation. I really love that. I love that. It's like going through a buffet of all of your relationships, going, I loved that, and I loved that, and I loved that. And I'm so grateful for all this. Here, creator, we're basically giving the creator a little sample plate going, these are the things I love. And they're like, ooh, thank you. This is exactly, now I know what I can bring you. But if I'm focusing on, oh, I hate that and that and that and that, I give them the platter of going, here, this is stuff they don't hear hate. They hear, this is the stuff that I want more of. Okay, I'll bring you more of that. We're like, oh crap, wait, cancel that order. So I like this energy for you, because it's like when we focus our energy on what we do love in our life and what we have had, instead of what we don't have in our life, then we draw more of that in. If I focus on what I'm not having in my life, what I want, what I need, what I fear won't come into my life, I push all that further away. So hopefully that helps, cat goddess. Meow, meow, meow. So many blessings to you. That was my cat imitation. All right. Olivier Vagara, you are up. Hello, my friend. So you want to ask, will your mom receive positive follow-up towards the application she turned in, and how long will it take? All right. So we asked this the other night, I think, at one point. This sounds familiar. But I think the question's a little different, because I think it's positive follow-up, because we were talking about she's going to get follow-up, right? More questions, I feel, is what they're saying. Came through. All right, so let's see what we have here. Based on current energies, will they? Yeah, Hierophant. Yeah, the seeking of clarity. So it is positive follow-up, positive clarity that they're looking for regarding the application. They're like, it's kind of like everything's looking good. We just need verification of this, and we just need this paperwork, and then we could move through on approval or whatever. So it feels very positive that way. How long will this take? Only the devil knows. I was kidding. Devil card energy. Capricorn. It's interesting. We have a Capricorn full moon coming up here on Thursday. So I feel like it's going to be around this full moon that's coming up here, around the follow-up. And then approval after that, of course, depends on how fast she responds. But I feel like it's this 15 days of this card of 15 is really standing out here. So I feel like once she provides the clarity that they're looking for, I feel like approval happens within like 2 weeks, right? 15 days is about 2 weeks. But But I feel like that happens. So the faster that she can respond, the faster that we'll get the results back from the approval of the application, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. Then Hot Sun, you are up. Let's get your time stamp in here. So Hot Sun, you went out. Would Matt or E be a better match for you for long term in the bottom of the deck? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see the energy. Let me just reshuffle here. The energy, will pull one card for Matt, one card for E, and see which energy you like best. Because from Spirit standpoint, they don't really judge things as better or worse. It's just different because they don't look at expectations or the things like it has to taste this way. It's like, which tastes better to you? For some people, it's going to be, oh, this is bitter. And other people are like, oh, this is sweet. Some people like sour, some people like sweet. So there's no right or wrong. It's like, what do you, and sometimes I feel like sweet. Sometimes I feel like sour. Sometimes I want something that's sweet and sour together. It's like, what are we in the mood for? And this is why they don't tell us better or worse. They just go, here, this is sour, this is sweet. What do you want? Right? So let's take a look here. Maddie first, and then here is E. Bottom of the deck, you've got the 5 of Cups. Yeah, the power of emotional choice, right? It's all about your choice. All right, so Matt, you do have the 6 of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of codependent energy there, but there's also this equal giving and receiving that is a possibility of coming from that too. Because if we both go in as adults, but we tend to go into a parent-child relationship, you of course being the parent and the overgiver, the other person being takes the point of the taker and the child, right? That ends up you exhausted and what's the word I usually say? We give and give and give until we're exhausted. Oh, we give and give and give after that until we're resentful. So that's what happens to us. And this other person ends up going outside of the relationship to find someone or something that accepts their giving, and they get rewarded that way, whether it's workaholic, working out, a hobby, friends, or affairs, right? So it's being aware of the codependency tendency in that relationship with Matt. And then E, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a lot of passion, a lot of action, a lot of movement, a lot of motion. Both of these kind of lack emotion. Pentacles is more earthy, focused on the outside world, having stuff. The Wands energy is more, of course, energetic and physical attraction, but a lot of excitement, a lot of movement, a lot of, I'm going to show you I care about you through actions, not so much through emotion. But of course, it feels here with the Page of Wands that there'd be a lot of fire in that relationship as well. So, of course, when you look at the extremities of any element, fire can be great or it can burn you, but pentacles, it can be abundant, but also can bury you. So hopefully that helps. It's like, what kind of energy are you looking for within those? So, and then there's always option C, which is none of the above. But we didn't ask that this time. So we can look into that another time if that is something that you're considering, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Hot Sun. And then Patricia, you are up. Hello, Patricia. Let's get your timestamp in here. Let's get your correct time stamp in here. Whoa. Don't be doing weird stuff there. Okay. So Patricia, Spirit's guidance on being invited to your cousin's, son's, christening, after not being invited to the baby shower a few months ago. a formality. Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know around this here? So you've got the Knight of Swords. This is the pursuit of clarity, seeing things from a different perspective. You do have the Six of Wands, which is a victory energy. And, what's great about all of this is other people's actions don't mean anything. I know. I mean, like, then why does it have all this meaning inside of me? Well, out here, people's actions they're meaningless. They don't have meaning to them till they get into this noggin here. And then this is where the stories get created. And we're the ones that determine the story that we're putting to someone's actions or their non-actions, their words or their silence. And we're, of course, given a ton of opinion growing up on what things are supposed to mean. So, like someone didn't invite me to their baby shower. Well, the story that's in my head is they don't like me. They are this, they are that. Judgments kick in towards ourselves and towards them. We're putting meaning into this when really, did I really want to go to the baby shower? Why did I want to go to the baby shower? Why does it bother me that I didn't get invited to the baby shower? And we can understand that. Like one time, I was up visiting my brother out of state at his house for his 50th birthday. So that was like over a decade ago. And while I'm there, my dad lives in Hawaii. He called my brother. And so my sister-in-law was like, told my brother, hey, your dad's on the phone. I'm like, oh, that's great. He called him for his birthday. I'm like, oh, no, they talk every Sunday. And my dad and I were close growing up. It was more my brother was my dad's chosen child, and I was my mom's chosen child. That's the way it kind of felt. Because my dad wasn't around a whole lot. So when I heard that, what? They talk every Sunday, my little inner child was like, why doesn't he call me every Sunday? Because that's our inner child feeling abandoned, left behind, left out in the cold, not included, not chosen. But then when I sat in that energy for a moment and I'm like, do I want to talk to him every Sunday? I'm not the kind of person that has steady contact with anyone, every Sunday, every whatever we call. I'm like, no, that's an expectation that would feel like a burden. Then what are you worried about? You're like, exactly. And then I released it, right? But it's getting to the root here that spirit is saying, the guidance that they're given to you on this is to understand what is at the root of this. It's not what they did or didn't do. It's the meaning that we've applied to it that is causing our lower vibrational emotions around something. And so it kind of feels like that. I know when I was in like grade school, middle school, I was always among the last chosen. I was usually a new child. We moved around a lot. So I was in that new child, the new person group where people didn't form bonds with us yet. And so we're the last ones picked. It was always not being chosen. And it wasn't like, all right, we want you. It's like, okay. And then the rest of you, just you three go here, you three go here. And you guys stay in the background. We're going to do all the fun stuff. That's the way we feel as not being chosen for things. Right. And so now it's like, well, now you're choosing, but are you choosing because you feel like you have to, or you really don't want to choose me? It's just something I'm just, put together. I want these people to come and then invite all these other people to just, so they don't feel left out or, because we're supposed to. And it's like, well, really understanding all of this is very important for you. You can feel it like a victory and that's the whole three of wands energy is leaving behind the old energy, choosing new energy and going, do you want to go to the baby shower? And I mean, to the christening, and why? ask yourself, why did you want to go to the baby shower? And why did it bother you when you didn't get invited? What's really in the root? And then now am being invited to the christening. Do I not want to go out of spite to you hurt me, now I want to hurt you? I might be invited. I'm not going to go now. You didn't invite me to that. I'm not going to invite you to that. Or is it I don't want to be there if I'm not wanted energy? That's something else we feel a lot. I know I have that in the past too. And it's like really understanding all of that. And then also outside of all doing that, just taking a step back and asking yourself, do I want to go to the christening? And if so, why do I want to go? Do I feel like it's a formality? I need to show up and check a box? Or I really want to go because I want to see the baby? Then who cares? Go and go see the baby. Not the reason, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I want to go see that baby. I want to go take their foot and on it or whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. But I like this clarity around it because it's not about what is or isn't happening. It's about what's going on inside of you, because anything in the outside world doesn't have meaning till it gets in here. So hopefully that helps a little bit for you. So many blessings to you, Patricia. All right. Then Amul, you are up. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. My apologies if I'm not. Let me grab your timestamp down here. And I noticed you said, you love the way that I utter donations. That's my French imitation. So thanks for saying that. I saw that as I was going through pulling the little screenshots of all the individual reading requests that cracked me up. So I wanted to mention that. So thank you for your patience in getting to your reading here. And you want to know what date will be granted for you and your father's U.S. visa this July? ? Don't come here and run away. Can we switch places? All right, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, what are we looking at for your visas being granted? All right. So you do have the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all, which, understanding the current state of the United States, everything is probably moving very slow. Visas are probably being scrutinized like everything. But you can trust here with the Wheel of Fortune that it is happening on purpose for you. The Wheel of Fortune is the tune of for you, the fortune. So, trusting with this Knight of Pentacles that delays are important for your journey and for your guys' adventure, and to trust the delays, trust the time that it's taking here. The Wheel of Fortune with the number 10, October does feel a bit off, although I was just talking about this in this morning session too. July to August, August to September, September to October. It's only 3 months away. I cannot believe that we're this far into the year already. October, like 10 weeks, 10 days seems too soon. The 10 is really standing out. 10 days feels too soon. 10 weeks feels about right in our current environment based on current energies. So something that you can do regarding all of this too is, when we have things that are happening slowly, it is giving us the opportunity to sit in whatever energy is happening in our thinking, our emotions, our energy, even our physical world, and go, okay, what am I wanting to learn and to be able to focus on and become aware of right now? And so some things you can look at is if I'm focusing on lack, focusing on want and need, which is lack energy, because that's like, well, that's what it is, right? I don't have my visa right now. My dad doesn't have their visa right now. We want it. We need it. Well, that's lack. We're focusing on what we don't have instead of focusing on what we do. And so if we are investing energy on, we need this, it's important, we need it. Oh my God. And if we ever become desperate for it, we're just pushing it further away. When we let go and we can trust that what is meant for us never passes us by, and I can start focusing on gratitude for thank you for bringing these visas to us in the perfect timing, in the perfect way, um, and uh, and in doing that and focus on what we are grateful for that we have in this moment and have had in our lives, then we draw in things and that speeds things up. That takes us to a higher vibration, which moves things faster. Lower vibration of want and need and fear and hate and all that lower vibration, it slows things down. So it's a good opportunity to learn and to grow in this. And that's what you can do in this situation. Even the feeling of, well, the fear of what will happen if I don't get the visa. It's like, well, we can trust that if I don't get a visa, that it's for my highest interest, that it saves me from pain and suffering. And then I can trust that. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't feel like it's July at this point because 10 days does feel too soon, but I do feel more like it's being pushed out like 10 weeks right now. So hang in there. I know it's like, what? But think about it, meditate on this energy. Okay. All right. And that's what they have for you. So thank you again for your question. All right. Then we have Temur. Temur. Is that how you say that? I might be mispronouncing that. My apologies. So Tamir, TAM hyphen R or quote R. How will July go for you? All right, based on current energies, let's see what Spirit wants you to know about what's going on here. Okay, got this one and this one. You do have, ooh, wow, very much within your power what's going to happen. Because you got the Two of Wands and the Emperor card. Sorry for the glare there. And both of these are talking about your choices. The Emperor card is about the Emperor being surrounded by people throughout all their throne room, yak, 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 with all their opinions about what the Emperor should do with their empire, all these self-appointed advisors, blah, 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 blah. And like everyone has, even contradicting opinions. Like, we want this. No, we want this. And they're like, wait a minute. I'm the Emperor. I'm the emp in the empire, so I get to make all the decisions, right? And they're like, woo, yeah, it is your life, right? I get to decide. So it's clearing the throne room, everyone. Leave all your opinions in the box on your way out the door. And then the emperor sits. This is you. You sit and you decide, what is it that I want? Not what it is I think I'm supposed to want, should want, need want, because of all the opinions that were given me. But what is it that I want? And in me choosing what I want, then I make a plan and then I take action behind it. And so this is an energy of I get to choose what I want. How will July go for me? Exactly as I choose it to go for me. That's the Two of Wands too. The Two of Wands tells us that every moment is an energetic choice. I'm either drawing in energy of higher vibration, that is gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and play and peace, or of want and need and lack and fear and blah, right? Or I'm drawing in that. So whatever I'm focusing my energy on the most is what I will draw towards me. So how will July go for you? Exactly as you focus on. So I like it because you're not at the whim of the outside world and of people's actions and non-actions and everything. You are getting to choose. If I don't like the way that things are coming into my life, I evaluate, what am I focusing on? Oh, I am focusing on, I really, really need this. I feel like I'm missing something in my life. Let me come back to the moment because I'm lost in the future or the past. I take deep breaths and I come back to the moment, and I'm then grateful right here, right now, making the list of what am I grateful for that I have in my life and that I have had in my life. And then that changes the course. And that's what this world is. It's a big place of possibilities. We have very little fated events in our life that we chose before we came down here. And even those are with ranges, and by our power of choice, things will come in sooner and leave later, or come in later and leave sooner. So it's all our energy that we are deciding that. So I like that. In this case, they're going to keep it at that, not give you anything else that's currently heading your way, because they want this to be an empowering July for you, where you get to see that you get to bring in these things. And when I get a message like that too, quite often it's because let me see, the energy of possibilities for you is actually like extra amplified, where whatever you are focusing on comes in much faster than previously. And so they really want you to be aware of your power of drawing things in, because they're going to be flying in. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So hopefully that helps a little bit, and many blessings to you. All right. So up next we have Yagrita. Let me grab your timestamp here. There we go. So if I'm saying that correctly, is it Jagrita Duta Data? So you want to know, when will your ex come back? Okay, let's take a look here. And thank you for your patience in getting to your reading. I know, yes, it's a while ago, but I'm so grateful you understanding. So let's take a look. Based on current energies, when will your ex be back? Let's see here. Will they come back? And when, right? Well, we got the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles energy here, is my codependency awareness card with this. We also have the Strength card, which is a lot of Leo energy that comes in here, a lot of fiery, how can we say this? Lower expression of Leo energy is look at me, I need attention, I need people to look at me. And not just one person, I need a lot of people to look at me, right? Well, every sign has a lower expression, so no offense to any Leos. If you're offended, it just means you're in lower expression feeling that, so stop it. No, I'm just kidding. You're probably at a higher expression. If you're in this chat, you're at a higher expression, which is more of the ability to lead with love and show leadership, and you attract people in ways, and you can influence the world by leading by example and all that. So there is that for Leos. But lower expression is more me. Look at me. Look at my beautiful mane of my Leo lion. I am the ruler of the jungle. Hear me roar. Pay attention to me. And that's not you. That is your ex. Just to clarify. You're like, oh, thank God. I thought you were talking about me. No, we're talking about your ex. And they are that energy of wanting to be seen. Now, this the Six of Pentacles energy is about, like I said, codependency, which codependency awareness energy is like, you're an overgiver, right? You have the huge heart. You are who gives and gives and gives, right? You give and give and give until you're exhausted, and you'll give and give and give until you're resentful. You'll enter relationships, and with your ability to overgive and kind of needing to control, you become the parent and they become a child, right? You might have noticed this in your relationships growing up, and that you feel like you have to give so much to deserve so little. So you have to overgive, which means you have to control how much people give to you. And without you allowing them to give to you, even subconsciously, consciously you might be like, no, I want them to give, but down in your subconscious, your inner child, your emotional inner child is determined, no, 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 I need to give 1,000 love coins before I deserve one back. That's all an autopilot below the surface. So we end up not allowing them to give back to us. And especially with this Leo situation, that energy, they need a lot of attention. And so they're going to go look into working out, working, like becoming a workaholic. They're going to invest their energy instead of giving to you, they're going to give somewhere else, right? Even affairs and other people and friends and all of this. So they need all this attention. They're not going to be able to get that attention from you because we're not able to give to you, right? So it ends up in this kind of situation. So your ex isn't going to come back until they're aware of their part in this and that you're aware of your part in this. Now, I have no doubt, and I have every confidence that as you reflect on your life and you realize, wow, I have been an overgiver my entire life, and where does that go to? And doing that inner work and realizing, yeah, I realized it was I gave so much to my parents and got very little, or a parent or someone in authority. It could even be a grandparent, but whoever it was when you were 7 years old and younger that you gave and gave and gave and gave to and felt you got very little back, that's when that was formed. And now you need to, in order to change that, you have to bring that from your subconscious to your conscious mind and evaluate and go, no, this is not true. I need to edit this from 1,000 to 1 to 1 to 1, that I give a love coin, I get one back. That releases this codependent type of energy and allows you to give and receive freely and equally. So I have no doubt that you can do that and that you have been doing that and that you will continue to transform that. But I have very little confidence right now based on the current energy that they will. And so I don't feel like they will be back. And I'm kind of happy about that for you, not because it that you don't deserve love. I feel like you deserve a love that matches yours and your ability to give. And as soon as you learn more to receive, you can find this amazing relationship that is, you deserve to be someone with someone like you, not someone that's uh, in that energy I was talking about. So hopefully that helps, Jagrita. So that's what we have right now for you. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have, is that Yakna? Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Let's put your timestamp down here. So it's Yakshna. I'm probably murdering it more and more as I try. So my apologies. You want to know what's coming in love for you? You've been seeing a lot of signs regarding it, but I don't know if they're warning you against this person or they want you to go for it. I get it, right? You're like, wait a minute. Are they waving me down to say, come over here, or don't come over here, right? What are you trying to tell me? Let's find out here. Too fun. All right, we got one. Let's see what else we have here. All right. Well, I get it. You do have the Lovers card coming in here. And you do have the Five of Pentacles too. So, I feel like there is this energy. Of course, the Lovers card is about an important relationship for you. But it's probably why you feel like you're getting a mixed message, because you do have a mixed message. And rather than a mixed message, we'll say it's a complex message, because lovers, it's saying, yeah, this person, this draw could be a good relationship for you. If you look at this Five of Pentacles first, because the Five of Pentacles is an energy of the fear of lack, the fear of abandonment, being left out in the cold, being left behind, not being enough. And again, like I said, not having enough. And so it's like before we go into a relationship, and this is where I feel the warning is coming in, is before you go into a relationship, really with anyone, it's important for you to reflect on your self-worth, and that, the Five of Pentacles follows the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles gives us a message that when I define my worth by the outside world, three buckets, which I'll talk about, I feel unstable because these three buckets are unstable. Well, the three buckets are relationships, situations, and things. Relationships with humans, whether it's lovers, friends, family, whoever, people change, people walk away, people pass away. So if I define myself by those unstable human relationships, I feel unstable. Things like your education, career, job, that kind of situations we can get into never stay the same. So again, if I define myself by those, I feel unstable because those things are unstable. And then things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, those things deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, unstable. So when I define myself by those, I feel unstable. Eventually, we grow tired and bored of the instability of the outside world. We turn inward and upward, and we're like, ta da! We find the only stable thing in this realm, which is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms of Creator, the universe, whatever your higher power is, right? So when I define myself by that, then I have that stability. The things of the outside world do lack. When we depend on the outside world, we do feel abandoned and left behind, because as soon as a human feels unsafe or out of control, they will grab everything for their own survival, leave us in the dust. And so when we find the security of this eternal, never ending, unconditional, no conditions to earn it, no conditions we can lose it, when we have that fullness, then we have that solid foundation. The outside world changes from a place of lack to a place of abundance and overflowing, realizing that no one in the outside world can bring me the love I'm looking for, because the stable love I'm looking for is in here. The unstable love is out there. But I don't care if it's unstable once I find my stable love, because I'm already full and overflowing. When I find that, they're just adding on top. It's above and beyond extra. So I don't have to lose that, and I don't have to, worry about that either. So I feel like this is the important thing. Yeah, I feel like opening the blinds. We have storms coming. And I feel like that's a message of, yeah, I'm going to open the blinds. I'm going to be able to see things more clearly. And I like that. I like that energy for you. So I feel like the first thing coming for you is you doing that. And then after that, I feel like you'll gain a lot of clarity around love in the outside world, because what you attract and what you're attracted to also changes. So this other person would be fine, because really when you find your inner love, you could be in a relationship with anyone, because it don't matter. It's above and beyond extra. Um, but I do feel like there is things that you would learn through this other person. But first, I feel like going for you first. I read, they want me to go for it. No, they want you to go for you. Go for you first. Do that, and then see what what that brings for you. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Maria P., you are up. Thank you so much for all your multiple donations this weekend. I'm so grateful. And let's take a look here. A general for you with work and love with Walter. All right. Let's see what we have here. So I'm just going to take another sip here. All right. So what about work? What about work? All right. And love. Got him. Boom, boom. So work, you have the Nine of Swords coming up here. Nine of Swords, it's interesting. It's usually the nightmare and insomnia and fear card here. But I don't feel that with this for you for this week. This is about be aware of your communication at work. And because it's a challenging card, number 9, that means there's an obstacle. Mercury went into pre-shadow retrograde last Monday, so we're getting close to getting into a Mercury retrograde. Mercury rules over communication. And so as we get into the Mercury retrograde and closer, we're already starting to feel that energy. I feel like it's next week or the week after we're in the Mercury retrograde. But it's like, okay, here we go. Misunderstandings happen easily. There's challenges in communication, people hearing things differently in filters. So be very aware of what you're saying and how you're saying it this coming week. I feel like is an important thing for you. It'll just keep you in let's see, the words that are coming in, they're like, no, that's too strong. It's like a safe place. It's like, it's not dangerous. Just in a more less stressful, less complicated week, because if you're careful, then you avoid like misunderstandings and having to invest energy into, oh, I didn't mean that. Sorry, blah, 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 spending less time in HR. I'm just kidding, but not kidding. But that's what they have for that for you. And then with Walter, you have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups, there is child energy here that is coming in. And so with the 6 of Cups, we do got this. What is this about children? Interacting with children. I don't know. There's child energy that comes in regarding them. I know there's a lot of stuff going on between you introducing the children in this. I just feel like there's activity of some kind, discussion around children or interaction with children. It feels like is an important one here. So very interesting. But I feel like that's a focal point that's going on here. So hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's what they have coming in right now, Maria. So many blessings to you. I know, so mysterious. Dun, dun, dun. If you don't want more children, be careful with all that passion you're going to have this week. All right. Zips. And we're moving on. So, Kathleen Hughes, you are up. Hello, Kathleen. So, got your timestamp down there. And you'd like a read on your situation with AB. All right, let's take a look here. See what energy comes in here with AB. All right, number 1. Nope, none of those. None of those. What else? What else on your situation with AB? Okay, I do want this one. All right. Yeah, we do have the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. Now, 4 of Cups, I'm getting an interesting energy here because 4 of Cups, even though it's a good energy for a while, because we move into an even number in the major arcana, means we reach a balance point, and that's good. We go from conflict, growth area of our life, and we get to the next level. We level off. But if we stay there too long, we become stagnant, and then what comes in next is another odd conflicting number to have us go through something to grow and to learn to go to the next level, because we don't like staying stagnant. And still, it's always about growth and movement in this realm. And the 2 of Swords is about a conflict between head and heart that can result in a conflict that does come to the outside world. So I feel like on one hand, they're like letting you know that, situations with people, when there's conflict, there's growth in there, because conflict doesn't happen unless I have conflict inside of me. So whenever I'm in conflict with anyone, I can go, why was I feeling the way I was? Why did I react this way? Why did my trigger go off? Not why did they trigger me? Why did my trigger go off? I take ownership of my actions, what's going on inside of me, because everything is a mirror for me. I mean, literally, that's why I show it here. It's everything is a mirror. Like, look what they're doing. Yeah, you're in a mirror. Oh yeah, look at how they're matching me. It's because it is you in the mirror. And we're like, oh, this is about me. Yeah, it is always about us. It takes two people to argue, it takes two people to love, and it takes two people to limit love. But I am expressing outwardly what I feel about myself, as are other people. So other people's actions, are a reflection back to, us telling us how they feel about themselves, right? So it's like, okay, so if someone says, you're an idiot, and you're like, oh, wow, they feel that way about themselves, right? You're so stupid. You never know what you're talking about. Do you hear what you're saying to yourself? We don't say that because that's going to be a bigger argument. But we can say that in here and understand, wow, not in a look what you're doing to yourself, but really an understanding from a place of compassion, going, wow. It's like walking to someone in a public restroom and they're yelling at themselves in the mirror, you are stupid and good for nothing and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, wow, this isn't about me. You know, my blah, blah, blah is about me. And so I can pay attention to my blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it's important to know in your situation with AB is, what can I learn about myself in this situation? I just feel like, it's an important aspect of all this, and that it is for me. Things don't happen to me. I want to experience that for a little bit because we do come here to understand what feeling like a victim is. And so we are a victim to our circumstances at times, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong, just different choices, different experiences, different adventures. And as we are like, yeah, I enjoyed that wallowing in the quagmire of my self despair. And then when I was done with that, then I'm like, all right, now that I'm done rolling around and, having my little personal tantrum, I will go, okay, why did I want this to happen for me? What's the gift in it for me? What can I learn about myself in this? And then that's what comes in here. So I feel like this is what they want you to know with this situation right now. So hopefully that helps. It's a bit deep, isn't it? I'm sorry, Kathleen. I know. For a Sunday afternoon, what the heck? Have another sip of coffee or tea and okay, let me listen to that again. All right. That's what they have for you, Kathleen. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All righty. Then we have Daisy D. Hey, Daisy D. Let's grab your timestamp here. You're looking for a second job. Yay, how fun. Will you be able to find it soon? You already have a job, but the money isn't enough. I know, right? So a second job. Oh my God. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here? We got this one and we got this one. We have the moon coming in here, Mother Luna, and you have the Devil card, which is job energy. So interesting. Two major arcana coming in here. What is even more interesting is the Devil card is Capricorn energy ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn, the moon. We have a full moon in Capricorn next Thursday. So I feel like that you do, looking for a second job, I feel is very supported here because Capricorn rules over the 10th house of work and job. That's what I was going to mention as well. Very, very important detail there because it's all supporting work. And so don't limit yourself to finding a second job. Allow yourself to focus on gratitude for not just bringing a second job, but bringing a job that pays so well you only need one. And so that can be out there with this energy of this moon. So, don't be looking for like something that will supplement the job that you have. Don't limit yourself to that. You can still continue to look for that, but along with that, look for jobs and go, oh my God, this job, I could just, that wouldn't make it where I just need one. Or I could have this job, and then this one could be I could have a little part-time job that can make up the little bit more that I really could cut some things here and there where I wouldn't need that part-time job, but I like those things. So I will work a little part-time job doing this until I feel like I don't need it anymore. But I feel like it's be open to that. But definitely this next Thursday, it has a great energy for towards that. Um, and a full moon, you can do a full moon release ceremony around job of I'm letting go of my mindset and the energy around I can't find a good paying job. You're releasing all that, and instead you're focusing your energy on gratitude for think of jobs you've had in the past that have paid really well. Um, and if you haven't had one, then thank the creator for bringing you a job that pays more, even more, pays enough where you have more than enough as well. So I like that for you. Hopefully that helps, DayZD. That's what they have for you right now. So make sure to make the most of that Capricorn full moon energy coming up. All right. And then we have Aditi. Let's grab your timestamp here. So Aditi, hello. Can you get a reading? Yeah. What's coming towards your love life? All right. Let's take a look here. What about your love? What do we have happening? Okay. We got these two. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I know. Hurry up. Show you the cards. You got the Ace of Cups. You have new love headed your way. Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. So before this Ace of Cups comes, the Eight of Cups brings in it's like taking an emotional inventory of where am I investing my emotions? And this is important because it's like a preparatory step you're taking to prepare for this love coming, because this could mean that your emotional bank is low. And if it's low, your heart won't allow another heart to feed. I always love it when they say that. If we don't have the emotions to give to someone, our heart goes, no, we're not going to allow them in because I'm not going to starve someone else. So, no, I'm not going to give that. And so that emotional bank, if it's close to going into non-sufficient funds, it won't allow it in. It's like, well, how do I get emotional energy in there? Well, we look at two things. One is it takes energy to hold down old emotions that don't serve us anymore. So usually emotions between 7 years old and younger, these are emotions of anger and sadness, because as a child, of course, we can express ourselves three ways: laughing and smiling. Everyone loves a laughing and smiling little baby or child, right? They're like, yeah. An angry tantrum throwing child, no, not acceptable. Or a sad crying child, no, stop your crying. I'll give you something to cry about. If you don't stop your tantrum, I'm going to take you outside and beat you. So when we get that, which we all could probably resonate with, a little inner child doesn't know what to do with those emotions. If I can't express them, then where do they go? Push, push, push. And we don't do anything with them because they're down there. Life happens and we just keep them, all that energy, we have to keeping it below the surface. Well, if we'll go in and transform those, speak with our inner child, allow them to let those emotions flow, give them then the space, the support to express their sadness, express their anger, and then that's all that energy returns back into our emotional bank. The second thing you can do is look at the relationships that we're investing our emotions in. Look at the ones where you feel like you're giving 70, 80, 90% of the emotional energy into it and only getting consistently back 10, 20, 30%, because that means you're the life support system of these relationships. And if it's not with a child, children are different, but if it's an adult, you're like, I'm going to back off to 50%. Like if it's a relationship you'd like to keep in your life, back off to 50% of what emotions you're investing. You don't have to say anything, do it, anything. It's just about not investing the emotional energy into it. Then if they make up the difference, then that amount of difference, you're getting that back into your emotional bank. If they don't and it drifts away, then you get back everything into your emotional bank. There might be somewhere like, I don't care if they're in or not. I'm going to take the 90% I'm investing in this down to zero. All of that comes into my emotional bank. So it's evaluating all of these emotions that you're investing in relationships, and releasing those that don't serve anymore. And all that energy comes back, preparing you for love, so that you can express it. So that is what they have for you right now, Aditi. So hopefully that makes sense. Many blessings. All right, Eagle, you are up. Let's put your timestamp down here. So, Eagle, you wanted a general for the next 5 days. Let's see, what does Spirit want you to know about the next 5 days? Okay, these two. All right. So, you do have with the Two of Pentacles, there is like this choice of two different routes, two different choices having to do with the outside world here in the next 5 days. Three of Swords is the fear of making the wrong choice. And this is good. It's good to be aware of this, because when we're, afraid to make a choice, a wrong choice, then it's difficult for us to make any choice, because we fear rejection. We fear the repercussions of the wrong choice. But I like the message when they bring it in and letting us know there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices, different outcomes, different experiences, different adventures. And when you're fearing, going, well, what do you feel a wrong choice is? And when you get to the root of understanding the fear behind what wrong choice is, then, that is this good information, good awareness to be able to release yourself from that. And then you can be like, all right, once I get out of the fears, get out of my head. And something you can do is close your eyes and open your heart and go, where do you want to go, heart? Because the mind's like, we're going to make the wrong choice, because a lot of our thoughts are rooted in fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. And so if we get out of that into our heart, and our heart is like, I'm going to go that way, that's my choice, then it makes it an easier choice, because we know our heart doesn't get involved in all that. Our heart just knows which way it wants to go, and then that's the good choice. If we make the choices of the mind, it's survival, it's existing. When you make the choices of the heart, it's a choice of living and abundance. So hopefully that helps here as you make but I feel like it's one significant choice, but you can apply that to any choices you have to make. But I feel like that's what they want you to know about that particular big choice that's coming up in the next 5 days. Right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Let's bring over some more of these here. We're getting close here, everybody. Hang in there. And I so appreciate everyone's patience and getting through to all of their readings. I know that these can take sometimes feeling like forever to get to. So I am so grateful for all your love and support, and especially with all the changes I've been making to have my own balance and all that fun, things that I've been doing. So thank you. All that to say that. All right. I think I've got all of the rest over here. Let me take one more sip here. All right. So, Sharu, you are up. If I'm saying that correctly, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. So, hi. So, do you think that I should resist more or just go with the flow? I feel I'm not the one who is deciding what I want in my career, what type of energy my career is reflecting. All right. Let's take a look here. So let's get just Spirit's advice on how you're feeling with your career here. Because, of course, they don't have a should on their side. They don't have, they don't see things as good or bad, right or wrong, worse or better. They just see things as different choices, different adventures, different experiences, different outcomes. And it's like, ordering food, they're like, well, what should I order to eat? They're like, what are you hungry for? What do you want? What flavor are you looking for in life? So they don't decide for you because they realize our taste is our own, your taste is your own. We honor your free will. And when you say you feel you're not the one who's deciding what you want in your career, well, you are. We always are. We're the only ones in charge of our life, of what we're drawing in with our energetic choice, right? And so um, what we're allowing to influence our choices, yeah, right? Like, I feel I'm not the only one who's deciding what I want with my career. Well, we're the decision maker, but there's a lot of self-appointed advisors blabbing and giving us their opinions in our ear and in our minds and in our past, right? That we feel like um, I'm, I'm doing this because it's a dream someone else gave to me growing up. And as a child, I didn't know any better. I'm like, okay, this is my dream. I took it because I was a child, and I took a dream from a stranger, like taking candy from a stranger. What did we do? But we've got this dream of someone else's, and we can know when it's our dream, when we wake up in the morning going, oh crap, I got to go live my dream today. That's not our dream. That's someone else's. If I wake up early, not hitting the snooze alarm, excited for the day, excited to work towards my dream, then you know you're more in alignment with, because your heart is leading you, right? So let's take a look here and see what is the type of energy regarding this here. Yeah. So here's what I was talking about. Two of Swords is the battle between the noggin and the heart. So between the head and the heart is this battle. The brain has all this opinion saying this is what you should do. And then your heart is like, this is what I want to do. This is my dream. And so when they're pulling in different directions, that's when we feel conflicted. We don't feel at peace with what we're doing. Yeah, you have the Page of Cups, which is about following your heart. Closing your eyes, opening your heart. Where is your heart leading you is really the energy. Um, when we're talking about going, like you're saying, should I resist or go with the flow? I'm not sure what flow that is, but let's just say follow your heart. If your heart is flowing you in a direction, follow your heart. If you're like, oh, I'd love to do this, there you go, zoom. If you're like, I should do this, bleh, right? That's the difference. Follow your heart. Your heart knows the way. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then go, where does my heart want to lead me? And if you're not sure, go imagine yourself opening a door, walking out of your mind, close the door, go down a spiral staircase that leads down to the heart, knock on the heart. Your heart opens up and says, come on in, go inside, close the door, have some tea, have some coffee, chat with your heart and go, what do you want? Let's talk. We haven't talked in a while. And the heart goes, I know that brain demands a lot of your attention, doesn't it? Well, so glad to have you here. I've missed you. So this is where I would like to go and what I would enjoy. So let's see. Then you can have your heart and your mind come together and you can say, hey, mind, I'm going to let the heart lead for a while. Can you, instead of trying to bully them and suppress them to have your way? Can you support them? And the brain will support the dream of your heart and find ways to make things happen. We just have to step out of the fear and allow the heart to lead. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Sharu. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right, Faith and Love, you are up next. So Faith and Love, hello. Is C working on his healing and bringing us into union? Let's take a look here. All right. And this one here. Oh, you actually get two. All right. So is he working on his healing? Got the Eight of Pentacles. That's good. So there is that they are working on this. So part one is that they're putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears to move forward, to see progress in the changing of their inner world. So that is happening there. Now, bringing us into union, the first thing that they mention is that, well, it's one person can't bring two people into union, right? It's two people are coming together is what becomes united. If one person brings people into union, that's called a kidnapping or a dictator, or that's not true union. That's a communist state, right? No. So let's see what they talk about coming into union here. We have the King of Pentacles and the Fool card here. So there definitely is opportunities. The Fool card is about letting go of expectations, letting go of old cycles, beginning a new adventure. And the King of Pentacles is about abundance and fullness. So what they're doing on their side is allowing them to let go of some old beliefs and some old things to allow a world of possibilities, to allow the possibility of union. And of course, you doing your part on your side to also release all these expectations, because of course expectations are what create division and what suck the life out of things, because an expectation is a long list of things that has to happen, rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of not, I don't know, if, failure, all that. And fear. And so it starts pointing out what other people are not doing, which creates division instead of unity. Gratitude is what joins together, because, of course, if I tell you, I am, something I love about you, Faith and Love, is your desire for truth. And you don't like masks, you don't like inauthenticity, you don't like people just telling you what you want to hear. You want to hear truth, no matter how brutal it is. You love to hear truth, and I love that about you. Wow, wow. If I'm like, something that you're not doing right, Faith and Love, division. Right? So I feel like that is what they have for you there. So hopefully that helps. It does feel like there is possibilities, but I feel like there still are some things that would need to happen in order for union to come to fruition. But the possibility is definitely there, and they definitely are doing the work. So I like that for you. That's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings. All right, and Lovely, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, Lovely. Is Alton the Libra seeing somebody else seriously? All right. Take a look here. Got some storm clouds are rolling in. I love storms. As long as I'm inside, I'm okay. All right. What do we got here? Alton, the Libra. Is he seeing somebody? Nope. We have the Hermit card, which is about, of course, being alone, being a hermit, all by themselves. I'm hearing, of course, Celine Dion song, All by Myself. And the Five of Swords is about conflict between the head and heart. So I do feel like, and that makes sense with Libra, trying to balance head and heart. But so they are more so focusing on resolving some inner conflict. And so they're just like, I'm not ready to be with anyone right now. And that's why they're spending the sabbatical as this hermit, so that they can reflect on those pains and sufferings, understanding why, and releasing things, positive reflection. So I like that for them, but not seeing anybody seriously right now. So I like it. Maybe, well, not anymore, obviously, with all that pain and suffering, right? They must have been seeing someone a while ago. I don't feel like it's freshly out of anything, because I feel like they've been hermiting, at least from relationships, for a little while, maybe two to 3 months, maybe. Yeah, around there. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you. All right, Lauren, you are up 20626. Well, look at all those twos and sixes there. So, Lauren, you'd like a reading, and you like my Om wall? You have an Om tattoo? I do too. Wait, is it on this side? Yeah. See, I got an Om tattoo, along with my dragon tattoo. I also have the Tibetan Om on this side. This is the Tibetan Om. So, yeah, there we go. we're Om sisters. So I love it. Just a little bit of Om symbols, right? And you want to know what's going on with your love life? It's very confusing. Oh, shit, right? Let's take a look here. What is going on with the love life? What does Spirit want you to know here? All right. Yes. So, yeah, there's a bit of clarity that will be coming here. You've got the Four of Pentacles. We'll talk more about that one here in a sec. But you have the Moon card. The Moon card is about the unseen emotions being revealed, clarity coming. We do have a full moon in Capricorn coming up here next week as well. Ooh, we have some hail. Here comes a storm. But there is this energy here, the moon, revelations of things, the moon shining bright, this full moon, bringing the unseen to the surface. The Four of Pentacles, one of the big things that the Four of Pentacles learns is that when they define themselves by the outside world, they do feel unstable. They do feel, confused, but unstable is a big word for it. And it's like, the three areas we're told to look at to define ourselves, which is not true because they're all unstable, are human relationships, situations, jobs, education, things, bodies, bank accounts, possessions, right? So we've got all these three areas that we're told to define ourselves by, and we do, until we're like, why do I feel so unstable? Well, because relationships with humans are unstable. People change, people walk away, people pass away. And when we get tired of this instability of the outside world, then we turn inward and upward, and we're like, oh, there it is. That which we've been looking for all along, which is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. All that is stable, right? Eternal means forever, everlasting, never ending. That's pretty solid and stable. Also, unconditional, meaning no conditions. There's nothing you have to do to earn it, nothing you can do to lose it. So you always have it. Always, always, always stable. I define myself as priceless by that unconditional love energy, eternal unconditional love energy. Then when we fill up on the inside, then we are full and overflowing. Then anything anyone in the outside world gives us, it's above and beyond extra. It's like we're looking, our soul, our heart is hungry for a 10-course meal that comes with 2 desserts. But all the outside world can offer us is 3rd dessert, 4th dessert, 5th dessert, and more, because it's a giant dessert bar, no real food, all empty calories. After a while, our heart eating of that, it's like if you ever like ate so much sugar that you're just like, I just want a good salad. I know you have to eat a lot of sugar to get to that point, but I've done it where you just like, sugar doesn't sound good and I just want a healthy meal. Well, eventually we get tired of all that. We turn inward and upward and oh my God, here's the 10-course meal with 2 desserts. That eternal unconditional love in our heart just so good. And we're full. We're like, oh God, that's so good. My heart finally feels full. But just because I've had all of that and 2 desserts doesn't mean I stop wanting more dessert, because we can always make room for more dessert. But we'd stop needing it, right? We don't feel as desperate for it. So when we're up to 7th dessert and someone goes, no, I'm not giving you 7th dessert, before we would have really freaked out and said, no, don't take away my 7th dessert. Now we're like, thank you. I felt like I am so full. You did me a favor, and so it's a difference of change in it. And we gain a lot of clarity because no one in the outside world can give us the love that we're looking for, even though we've been told they're supposed to. That's where the confusion comes in, is like, I thought this was supposed to fill me up, but it's like American Chinese food. I eat of the love of the outside world and I'm hungry an hour later, right? I'm like, where's the fullness, that's in here. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Lauren. So many blessings to you. All right. Oops, mouse is gone crazy. All right, there we go. All right, Lucky, you are up. You're at 212 even. Look at that. And let's see here. You said you had a goat. It's a mountain goat emoji that says, I am a strong symbol of determination. I love the goat. So thank you for sharing that. Your question is, what did Wes mean when he said, your puns are getting ridiculous? All right, let's take a look here. Well, he's not a very punny person. Where's his sense of humor? My goodness. Why is he being so serious? All right. So we do have the death card and the page of wands. Wow. uh, you know, with this energy, it's an interesting energy because the page of wands can be kind of fiery. And the death card is it is a death and rebirth kind of energy. So it does feel like Wes is in a very serious mood with all of this, and the kind of a punchy, um, reactive mood with this energy that's coming in. So um, I wouldn't look at what they said as something that refers to you, because of course, whatever we're saying outward towards someone is about us. So what other people are saying outwards toward us is really about them. So, when he said that your puns are getting ridiculous, really there's something they feel about themselves is becoming ridiculous. And so we don't need to put any energy into it. It wasn't about you, it was about them. But yeah, anything that they can do to laugh more would really help them, because it does feel like they're in a low vibrational energy. A bit, as I'm sitting in their energy, it just feels like I'm irritable is a good word. I'm touchy. Um, and that's why I would say something like, your puns are getting ridiculous. It's like, well, they can also choose to go, your puns aren't funny. They're just punny. Well, make up your own then. Come on. It's time to invent new puns. And you can pun them to death if you want with that death card, right? You can search Google new puns. How about now, Wes? Sounds like a challenge has been made, Lucky. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Saloni, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So Saloni Doga, I'm probably murdering that. I'm so sorry. You want to know your future husband's traits. From where will he be? When will you get married? All right. Well, free readings are kind of limited there with 2 cards. We'll see what we can get from 2 cards around all of that. So we'll give it our best here. All right. So traits, where will they be from? Let's see what we can get here. We got the High Priestess. High Priestess energy for their traits. Well, they're very intuitive with the High Priestess, emotional. And that doesn't mean like emotionally unstable or something like that, but they're in touch with their emotions. So they could be, a water sign. They could have a lot of water in their chart, but they have experience of dealing with their emotions, and they're in touch with their intuition and in tune with their intuition too. Where they're from, the High Priestess goes into her High Priestess temple and is like kind of away from everyone else, away from the chaos. So I do feel like they're from like a small village or small town, small community. Um, didn't grow up in like a town, more so like they lived near a small town out, like they had to go into the small town. Um, so they grew up pretty, I don't want to say isolated, but they did um, spend a lot of time alone with just family out away from everything. Uh, so that's good awareness. And that's where they did, of course, get in tune with their intuition, being away from all the noise and all the. So I feel like they grew up very independently out there as well. Let's see, anything else about traits? Very nurturing energy because it is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy that comes into. That's the tidbits they'll give to you on that. And then time. When will you get married? The 4 of Wands. When you get married. It's the marriage card. Can't make it up. When you get married, that's when you're going to get married. 4 of Wands energy. I feel like April with that 4 is really standing out. And it feels like April flowers, April showers is something here in the US. But I feel like April. And if it's not April of this following year, 2026, then it would be 2027. But I feel like it's ranges. Because, it's not like a set time frame. It's ranges when we have events happen in our lives. So obviously you will get married with the 4 of Wands, so there is that. And even April of next year it's what, 7 months away? Now wait, I don't know how to add. 9 months away, right? July to August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, beginning of April. So 9 months or more. 9 to 10 months, depending on when in April you get married. But it is possible that it would be this next April of 2026, if not somewhere between April of 2026 and April of 2027. So hopefully that helps. A little bit of tidbits. They don't want to give everything away. It's all about the adventure, right? I know our human wants like, I want the, all of the information. Well, we did that before in past iterations of humanity, and it was boring because they're like, "Ugh, we know everything. Let us, make a change." So anyway, that's what they have for you right now, my dear. We can always ask more questions in other sessions too. All right. So up next, and I'm so sorry, it looked like In the description box of the video, it probably has your name as Simeon. I don't know why it auto-corrected. I just corrected it for the posted pin. So if you saw that, my apologies. But this is for Simran. So let us get your time stamp down here. So Simran Shugani, probably not even close on that, but my apologies. But this is for you. You want to know if Saksham and you, Simran, if you guys reconcile, right? Based on current energies, will you reconcile? Let's take a look here. And this one here. All right. You know, I don't feel here, based on current energies, it doesn't feel like that. Three of Swords is it's usually this card here, the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, expectations being leading to disappointment. And the Eight of Wands is a lot of fire, a lot of passion, energy. Kind of feeling like there's this, in order for reconciliation, it would be letting go of so many expectations of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's. So there is this, it would take a lot, because we can't go back, do what we've always did and get what we've always gotten. There needs to be some significant change in mindsets and expectations, because us focusing on what's not happening is kind of what destroyed the relationship and what sucked the life out of the relationship before. Focusing on passion and action and not on realness, being true and authentic, being vulnerable wasn't there. It felt like, what is this? Just going through the actions, checking off boxes. Didn't feel like there was love there. Just felt like there was motion, but no emotion. There was like all this passion and action, but not authenticity. And I feel like that's what's important, in order to be able to reconcile. I just don't feel like, that either of you are in that place to want to give up that yet. I feel like you both are kind of stubborn. Hey, no judgment here. Capital S stubborn here. But just being aware of that and reflect on what you learned through the relationship. What do you feel like the expectations you had about what wasn't happening in the relationship, how that was eating away at it? Because when we focus on what's not happening in a relationship, we get more of that in it. That's what sucks the life out. When we focus on gratitude for what is happening in the relationship, sharing what we love, what we're grateful for, when the relationship is all about gratitude, who doesn't want to be in a relationship where every day you're telling me something you love about me and you appreciate about me sincerely with examples? So it's not just made up like, you're great. It's like, I love how you never give up on your friends. I remember when so-and-so was trying to push you away and you wouldn't let them. And I feel like you saved their life. And I love that about you. What? Who wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that? But one of like, you don't talk to me enough. You don't do this enough. You don't do that enough. You know what you did? Blah, blah, blah. Who wants to be around that? Neither of us. So, it's the changing of, and I'm not saying only one side did that. I'm feeling like that's kind of our human nature until we learn about gratitude. We do focus on what's not happening in relationships instead of focusing on what is. So based on current energy, doesn't mean that can't change, but based on current energy, I don't feel like reconciliation is in the cards. So, but that doesn't mean you can't change your side of it and see what changes in the future as well. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Debbie, Texas. Hello. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well down there in Tejas. Staying cool, I hope. At least you're near the water, right? Can you go? Well, I remember when I lived in San Antonio, we'd go down to Corpus Christi, and South Padre Island. Sometimes when you're out in the water, it was so warm. It almost felt like bath water. You go into the water to cool off and you're like, oh, this is hot. I used to joke with visitors that would come and visit us, and we would take them to the beach. And we'd say, oh, that's because it's the whale pee. It's why it's warm. And they're like, what? Anyway, so Debbie, let me take a sip here. Then I'll read your question. All right. So Debbie, November of 2024, that's last year, right? Yep. So the Pisces that you were seeing, his ex contacted him. Dun, dun, dun. And then in January, you stopped talking to him. You pulled your energy back. Okay. And then April 15th, he contacted you, but you didn't talk to him. And then in June, he texted you again and called you, flirting. So you need to heal, and you know he needs to heal. Your question is, what does he want with you? All right. Okay, thank you. All right, and this one here. Okay. Does he even know? So Emperor energy starting off here first, the major arcana number 4. The Emperor energy is, I don't know what I want. I'm trying to figure out what I want. And then once I figure out what I want, then I'll make a plan and then I'll put action behind it. Aries energy here. And we got Leo strength energy coming in here too. So passion, trying to figure out what they want, but definitely energy, like you said, flirting more, as I've been saying a lot today, which is really I love when Spirit brings up different ways of looking at things like, passion. Juan's energy is physical attraction, energetic attraction, but it's motion. And then the heart is emotion. But this is just motion energy. So it's not about love. It's about touch, physical attraction, energetic attraction, but it's not about love. At least they learn to express passion through emotion. I mean, through passion. Okay, let me rephrase this. Let's zzz. They learn to express emotion through passion, is what I was trying to say. And because they don't have a ton of self-love, so they could only offer a little bit of self-love, so they learn to express themselves through passion and emotion instead of emotion and love. And in the strength card, Leo energy, got Leo and Aries, all this fire energy of needing expression. I need to share this. I'm looking for love. They say I'm looking for love, but they're looking for passion energy with all this coming in here. And it's interesting with them being a Pisces too, because Pisces are huge emotional creatures, but it's more like in San Antonio, they have an underground aquifer. All that emotion is below the surface where people can't see it. It's not like the ocean that you see it. It's all below the ground. And they never learn to tap into the aquifer to share that with other people. So instead, they share the forest fires instead. So interesting energies with this here, but I just feel like it's mainly focused on that. They don't know what they want with that Emperor card. It's that indecision. Well, once I figure out what I want, I will then, put a plan together and put action behind that. But I don't know what I want. But it is about action and passion with them. So I don't know. I don't know, Debbie. I think you just need to kind of sit with that and go, does their energy match who I am now? Because there is a reason why I stepped away from all this. And I feel like it was good for you to trust your intuition to do so. Because this doesn't feel like they're just flirting with you either. because I'm trying to decide, you know. Well, if you need time to decide, then you're not as smart as I think you are. Because I'm a no-brainer. Yes, you choose me. Hello. All right. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have Day with the Jewelry. And you wanted whatever comes out. So let's take a look here. Whoops. And see whatever comes out. Okay, here we go. They already had the cards up here. All right. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Interesting energy coming in here for you, but it is a clarifying energy, because the Knight of Swords is on a quest to see things from a higher perspective, to see things more clearly. And it's about the 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles, of course, can be about abundance. And what does it mean to be abundant? What are questioning these stories, these opinions that were formulated on what does success mean? What does abundance mean? So really kind of cutting away expectations around the outside world, realizing why it is that I believe things have to be a certain way. It's that supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. All this opinion we grew up with, people trying to define it, right? Interesting too, because usually the 10 of Pentacles, I get a lot of relationship energy with that, which doesn't mean that you don't have to exclude it from being questioning it. But I feel like it's more about success and abundance, the definition of it, that can use clarity, seeing it going, why does that have to mean success? I get to decide what success means. You can also add on relationships too if you want, but I feel like starting off with that other is a good thing here for you. So I feel like that's their big message coming in right now, is just to kind of look at that and question that of what does it mean and why do I feel it means that as well. Right, my dear? That is what they have for you. So many blessings. Let me just check. I'm going to jump on my, whoops, not there. Let's jump on here. Let me jump into my YouTube studio just to make sure no one commented and I didn't miss anybody. Nope, don't have any other notes. So we're going to close out the session. Now, I will be back. I'm having these sessions on Thursday night. So we, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., Mountain Standard Time, where I live, on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday evenings, we get together. And then also on Saturday and Sundays from 11 to 2. And like Sundays, we have this makeup session as well. So that's the skinny. If you want a personal reading or a hedge of peace and love, it's an energetic shield. All that information is down in the description box of the video. I think that's everything. I will be coming out soon with a new podcast, weekly podcast called The Easier Path with Bretta Zen, which we'll be focusing in on. And it'll be coming out hopefully sometime in July. So be on the lookout. There will be some giveaways with it. So keep your eyes peeled. Until then, remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious? Seriously. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.